Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 22 and another part of our Aston Martin Road to Glory career mode. I'm Joe. If you're new around here, make sure you click that like button if you enjoy and subscribe for daily F1 Manager content. It has been absolutely unbelievable, the amount of support that you guys are giving. 1,000 views on every video, 50 likes on every video so far. I think part one at the time of recording is on about 150 likes, so do keep the support coming. I really do appreciate it. Please do keep letting me know down in the comment section below how your saves are going as well. I really am enjoying hearing about all of that, so thank you very much for just coming along on this journey with me. It really has been a pleasure so far. But what hasn't been a pleasure, unfortunately, is the fact that we're 7 races into the season and we haven't scored a single point yet. Now, that's not to say we haven't had opportunities. We definitely should have scored points in Spain, and we should have really scored points in Miami as well. We certainly had chances there. And maybe Monaco, if it went slightly differently, we could have scored points. Now, luckily, McLaren, Haas, Williams, they're not doing very well either. I think by the end of the season, realistically, we could probably overtake AlphaTauri, but we'll just have to see. So let's immerse ourselves back into the action. Let's get back into things and see how things are going. So we are exceeding expectations at the moment, which is good. We have a post-race overview. Obviously, Max Verstappen won in Monaco, meaning that he now leads by 38 points over Carlos Sainz, and Charlie Leclerc in P3 on 100 points. Suspension manufactured, that's good. So we now have 4 of them in stock, meaning that hopefully we shouldn't have any issues going forward with all of that, like we have in the past. What we are going to do is install the freshest engine we can on the car for this next Grand Prix, basically because we need it for Baku. So we're going to make sure that that's all sorted out. The gearbox needs to be new as well. So that's exactly what we'll do. We are probably going to need to take on new engines, and it will give us engine penalties, and that'll be a shame, but there's now else we can do about it particularly. So where are we at the moment? Let's have a little look on the calendar. So we are currently here. So we've got the manufacturing complete for the chassis. The underfloor is going to be manufactured as well. The team hub upgrade is going to be complete. Then we got a chassis manufacturing complete. Front wing research is complete, and that is pretty much it. In terms of our design, that will be completed after the Canadian Grand Prix. Nothing we can do about that. We're just sort of stuck where we are at the moment. I don't think we can do anything else in terms of projects. No, we can't. Okay, right. Let's push forward then and see how it's going. So team hub is complete, and the underfloor has been manufactured. Board confidence check-in, so they are satisfied. Monthly development report, so we're still lagging behind in certain areas. The financial report, let's have a little look at our season balance. It's sort of stabling out, which is exactly what we want to see. Very good. Okay. The team hub upgrade is complete, so the weekly experience gain has gone up. Morale has slightly increased, and the team attractiveness has gone up. Certainly all of this has improved as well, which is perfect. Okay, let's keep going then. We have another chassis manufactured. We have got a race preview. Yeah, I think we are ready to rock and roll with the Baku Grand Prix. Let's just have a little look at the circuit info. Is there going to be anything that is useful for us to know? So it is going to take about 22 seconds in the pit lane. With a safety car, virtual safety car, that reduces to 9 seconds. And safety car deployments, certainly we're looking at that being a possibility. There's some of the expected strategies for us. Okay. Okay. Sebastian Vettel was finished second there last year. I don't think that's going to happen this year somehow, but we will try our best. Now, I think we want to stay away from promises this week. Reaching Q2 is our target. Fastest lap is a target as well, but yeah, since we started trying to guarantee things, it's all gone a little bit wrong, so let's not do that this time. And without further ado, let's get ourselves into the Baku Grand Prix. And see what David Croft has to say this weekend.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder, what else is in store for the teams? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let the weekend begin!
Okay then, let's get into this Grand Prix. Just a quick check of weather. It is going to be clear all weekend, so I'll go ahead, do practice as always, and check in with you at the end of FP1. So there we have it then. P1 is over. Sebastian Vettel finished 16th in the session. Nico Hülkenberg in 17th. It seems pretty close. I think setup-wise, we are pretty close to getting it spot on. So we'll just have to see how things get on in sessions 2 and 3. We know pretty much automatically we're going to be slower. There's not a lot we can actually do, so we're going to just simulate the qualifying, let them fight it out, and we will see how we get on here in qualifying, which is going to be exciting.
Hello, and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice has concluded and qualifying awaits. Excitement is really picking up here today, the anticipation continuing to grow within the paddock. With free practice now over, drivers will have to know this circuit inside and out if they're to gain a strong position on the grid. 20 cars take to the track, all with aspirations of taking pole. Hold on tight, because we're getting underway.
Okay, here we go then. Let's have a quick look. So Vettel 16th, Hülkenberg 18th, and that just seems to be the thing. Over one lap, certainly in practice, Hülkenberg seems a long way off Vettel, but it's not really what's been happening in qualifying in general, really. But there you go, 6/10 again. That's a big delta between them, but yeah, we've got 3 sets of soft tyres to utilise in this session. Let's just have a little look at this. If we go to there, I think we should be able to pretty much nail this setup. That looks pretty good, to be honest with you. So we're going to go with that for Vettel. And Nico Hülkenberg, can we manage to get his sorted? So yeah, slightly more on the front wing. Maybe that's all he needs, really. Slightly more on the front wing. Something like that might work absolutely perfectly for him. So that's what we'll go for, and we'll see how they both get on in this qualifying session. So let's get into Q1 And hopefully we'll be able to get through to Q2. That's certainly the plan. That's the hope. So I'm going to get Hulkenberg out there first. And Vettel is going to follow very, very quickly behind to try and get that toe. Be quite a distant toe. But I'm hoping that they'll at least get one here. I don't even know if that's a thing in this game. It must be. Certainly is a thing in the race. So here we go. Let's run on board with our good pal Nico Hulkenberg. He's going to take us on a lap of the Baku City Circuit. And can we go and grab ourselves a good lap time here on these soft tyres? Looks like we've come out in a decent window for traffic. There is a Red Bull by the looks of things, not too far ahead, but hopefully they'll get out of the way. Let's keep an eye on sector time. So the Red Bull just going round a slightly twisty part of the track, which could be an issue. As long as we're on a straight when we get there, that's the main thing. Certainly not through the castle section. That's not where we want to come up to the back of him. We're doing okay so far. Yeah, this should work out pretty much perfectly for Hulkenberg. As long as that Red Bull gets out of the way. And I think they will do. Yeah, that's okay. So here we come into the final sector of this track. Obviously a little bit of a distraction, but Vettel behind will be, well, he's past now, which is good. I think Vettel going purple in both Sector 1 and Sector 2. Now, here we go. As we go all the way up to the finish line, and Vettel's going to get a lovely toe as well from that Red Bull, and Hulkenberg comes across the line. It's going to be in the 45s, I think. There you go, a 145.9. Vettel coming through, and what's he going to do? He goes for a 145.2, so a slightly better time than Nico Hulkenberg. And Daniel Ricciardo goes even quicker than that, so work to do. But I do think that's a decent banker time, particularly from Vettel. Well, Hulkenberg, definitely more work to do, I would think. So let's push that on. And back in the garage. We'll see how they get on. So quicker than Tsunoda, quicker than Perez currently. But yeah, both McLarens quicker as it stands. So what we are going to do, because there's not much time left in this session, we might go out and try and get a clear run with Nico Hulkenberg and Vettel. I think we're going to do it with both of them. Yeah, we're going to try and send them out almost identically to each other to try and get that toe on the used tyres. And I think they should just about make it back in time to get a set of tyres on. No, if it's not going well, then we'll just call them in. But basically looking for improvements in first two sectors. Otherwise, we are going to bring them into the pits. Oh, Hulkenberg has gone quicker in the middle sector. Vettel hasn't. I'm not sure we are going to have enough time here. I'm going to call Vettel in, I think. Do we use the tow? Ooh. We're going to call Vettel in.
Pit lane.
Hulkenberg comes through.
Yeah,
And, well, it would have been a better time. But he needs to actually hurry and get round. He's not going to make it. Hulkenberg's not going to make it. Vettel might do if we get him going. So I feel bad for Hulkenberg because he did have more pace. But, yeah, we've messed him up massively, haven't we? Right, Vettel, get out there. Yeah, Hulkenberg's just not going to quite make it in time. I mean, it's whether we keep Hulkenberg out there and... Let's see. No, not worth it. Not worth it. Right. It's on to Sebastian Vettel then. He's not going to have the tow this time, but he's going to have a clear track to himself to put in the best possible lap time that he can. I don't think our friend Hulkenberg will make it, mainly because Perez is down there. And I think everybody else will put in better times. So I think Hulkenberg may well be starting from the back of the grid. But we'll just have to try something different with him. As Verstappen goes quickest in Sector 1. And what can Vettel produce on this lap? It needs to be, at the very least, a personal best. So Hulkenberg already across the line. Who's going to be across the line first? Is it Tsunoda? I think it might be. Is it Tsunoda coming up to the line now? It is, and he's gone up to 9th, so that is a big improvement. Vettel green in Sector 1. Who is that? Albon's gone above Latifi. Hamilton's in a little bit of trouble here. Mick Schumacher's safe. What about Zhou Guan Yu? I think Latifi's the next one over the line. He's not going to improve. Norris has gone up. Perez has, of course, gone through. So Vettel on the bubble here. It's all going to be about his time to Daniel Ricciardo, which is currently half a tenth of a second. I think he should manage to do it here. Pretty good Sector 1 and 2, although Tsunoda is the one there now, so it is going to have to be a tenth and a half from Sebastian Vettel here. What time is he going to need? He's going to need a 44.8. He comes up to the line, and I don't think he's done it. He goes 16th ahead of Ricciardo, but doesn't quite manage to get through. And that, again, is a shame. Both drivers out in Q1. Qualifying just isn't our forte, I'm afraid. But we're certainly getting closer, but no cigar as it stands.
Race day has arrived and the time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now, it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. McLaren did well during qualifying. They maximized their potential and are in a good position for the race today. We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okay then. We are ready for race day. And once again, it's an interesting one. 97%, 95% confidence. You can't get better than that with the setup. Compounds-wise, we've got 2 new sets of softs. We've got 2 new sets of mediums as well. And a new set of hards. I think that's really, really positive, actually. for this race. Now, what we can do is add a little bit more fuel into the car just to allow us to push a little bit harder, which I think is a good idea. We are going to go for, you know, a fairly aggressive strategy, I think. You could go mediums and hards, not really push it too much. That's the standard strategy around here. You could go softs then hards, which will be a quicker first stint, and then obviously a little bit more of a conservative second stint, because you could go a little bit harder in both stints on this one, perhaps attacking all the way to the end on those hard tyres. Maybe that's what we go for with Sebastian Vettel. But maybe with Nico Hülkenberg, try something a little different. Yeah, that's what we're going to go for there. So we're going to start on a brand new set of medium tyres, and hopefully that'll work out well for him. So driver options, let's pop him onto that. We might as well go for that from the start as well. And Nico Hülkenberg, let's have a little look at his strategy. What could we do here? What would a strategy that consisted of soft, medium, soft look like if we were to absolutely blitz it throughout the whole Grand Prix? Would we be able to do that? Let's see. So we'd have to do that. And let's, so that is a 1 hour 32 and 4 seconds. How does that compare to strategy 1? Yeah, it is actually the quickest strategy. Apparently it is. So why don't we go with that for Nico Hülkenberg, just to try and mix it up a bit. Yeah, just to split the strategy. Yeah, that looks good to me. So Vettel's going aggressive first stint, then attacking the final stint. Perfect. Right, let's go for it then. Let's get into this race and see how it goes. Here we go.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. And there's Sebastian Vettel. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. There's the second Aston Martin. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The race start is mere seconds away. Here we go, with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Here we go then.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
So lights out, away we go. Vettel obviously on the medium tyres, so we're looking really for Nico Hülkenberg to be making inroads very early in this race, as Sebastian Vettel has been the one to have a little go down the inside. That's a decent start for Seb. And he's also having a little look here. This is a very, very good run.
They've moved up a place.
And he's passed Zhou Guanyu there. Is he going to have a little look down the inside of Mick Schumacher? No, not quite. Very good start though for Sebastian Vettel. Already has made up 2 positions. Hülkenberg has passed Daniel Ricciardo, or at the very least was past Daniel Ricciardo. Has got the inside line this time. So that's fine. But Zhou and Vettel still side by side. And Ricciardo still side by side with us as well.
For Alfa Romeo.
And we are going very, very slowly through the castle section here. Let's see what we can see. We're still side by side with Ricciardo. Not quite enough from Ricciardo that time though, and Hülkenberg will surely be having a look at getting past Yuki Tsunoda here, using a little bit of ERS to try and get past him. We're trying to be aggressive at the start of this Grand Prix. It's worked out well in previous Grand Prix to be doing that. Oh, just backs out of it. That was a shame. So Vettel just behind Zhou Guanyu. Needed a good exit onto this straight. Get one there, but you can see we're already closing up on Yuki Tsunoda here. So here we go. Is this going to be a chance? Probably not. So we're going to pop back down to neutral. We're going to stick with the aggression levels on the tyres though for now. And hopefully we'll be able to make a move once the DRS comes into play. So let's zoom this forward a little bit. Hopefully not much happens while we're doing that. Because next time round it is going to be DRS lap. So we need our guys to be nice and close. You can see Vettel within half a second of Joe. Hulkenberg doing well as well. So, yeah, no chance this time, but we'll have DRS very early in this lap. And what's good is that Tsunoda has slightly dropped out of the 1 second window. So let's go to overtake with Nico Hulkenberg.
Overtake.
And here we go. Should be the chance we're looking for. Down the inside. Although Tsunoda goes deep, but Hulkenberg's still there, and they're still side by side. I was about to move him down, but we're not doing it until the move is done. Let's hop to the TV screen, and Hulkenberg is now passed. Very, very good. Now Vettel, we need to get him past Zhou Guanyu, really. But yeah, both drivers off to a decent start in this race. We need Vettel to be making some ground if we're trying to get points in this race. And just drop Hulkenberg back down to aggressive.
Yeah, take it easy.
Just to try and save those tyres a little bit, because we are on the bubble, I would say, of tyres with Hulkenberg. So Vettel is going to have a good run on Zhou Guanyu. We're going to go into overtake mode. And we're also going to attack with Vettel to try and get past him. We might even be passed before the DRS zone at this rate. Very, very close behind now. And there we go. Swings to the inside. Is he going to have a go? He is. He's going to go down the inside. And that's a very good move from Sebastian Vettel. So drop that back down.
Drop back a bit.
And Hulkenberg now. Perhaps going to have a look at Zhou Guanyu. Vettel side by side here with Esteban Ocon, and I think he's going to be through here as well. Very good move from Seb there. Good stuff. Okay. Nice. We got Mick Schumacher just ahead.
They've moved up a place.
Head back to neutral for now. Let's see how Hulkenberg's getting on. He should be able to get past Joe and maybe Ocon on the next lap. So, race pace of this Aston Martin is pretty good. What we worry about is qualifying pace and how much work that gives us in the race. So can Vettel get past the Haas of Schumacher here? I'm hoping so. Pop him on to overtake. He may well run out of battery. We'll do the same with Hulkenberg. So here we go. We're going to go into neutral.
Overtake.
Copy.
Because now we're in the perfect position. DRS is active. And we should fly past here. Hulkenberg's not going to quite make it. But I think Vettel has made it. Up to P12 now. Try and keep that DRS in the bank
Looks
for
like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Hulkenberg. Just going to go balanced on the fuel for now.
Save fuel, save fuel.
But we are going to attack the tyres. As Vettel
They'll come to us.
still side by side with Schumacher. Come on. He's still going down the
That's
inside.
a new race position for Haas.
Come on, Vettel. Use a bit of over. Oh, this could be nasty. This could be nasty. Oh, you don't go down the inside there, but he has done. Very good move. So Vettel now, can he catch up to Lando Norris? He's already gained a second on Mick Schumacher. We're going to actually attack the tyres a little bit to try and close up. Because he hasn't got any ERS. Now, Hulkenberg, let's give him everything he's got to try and get past Zhou Guanyu here. It's more imperative for Hulkenberg's strategy that he carves his way through the field. So here we go. Can he get him here? Pulls out into clear air. The gap is sort of opening up. Be a big move to go down the inside there. But he's going to get the second chance here. Here we go. But the problem is that everybody has got DRS as it stands around us, and that's creating a bit of a DRS train as Vettel now has dropped back behind Mick Schumacher. I think I'm going to just have to drop off a little bit.
Copy.
Save
To
fuel.
neutral.
Copy.
So that'll... I mean, we are collectively catching up to Lando Norris. Which I think will be very beneficial to this race. Particularly for Vettel. Let's just have a little look at what tyres people have gone for. So very split between the mediums and the softs. Mick Schumacher being one of the ones on the softs. So how are we doing at the moment? Not bad. Not bad on both drivers. About where we expect to be. So Vettel will have DRS here to keep close. Hulkenberg has dropped off meanwhile from Zhou Guanyu. So I feel like we're at a juncture of the Grand Prix where we can perhaps zoom it forward a bit as Vettel nearly goes into the back of Schumacher. Should have a good chance up towards turn 3. So here he goes. As I say, there should be Vettel's chance. Is he going to have a look? He is going to have a look. And he's through. Very good move. Schumacher still there side by side. And this is just insane racing between these two drivers. As Vettel has another look down the inside of his good friend. Yeah, I think we zoom it forward a little bit. And hopefully Vettel will eventually make it past, but at the present time it's not quite happening. So Vettel did overtake Schumacher there. The question is, can he catch Lando Norris? He's 1.5 seconds behind at the moment. Yeah, we're 10 laps away from Vettel's pit stop, 3 laps away from Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg needs to make a bit of a move. So we're actually going to push him hard now. Try and get that sorted. We're also going to push Vettel's fuel. Tell him to attack a little bit to try and close the gap to Norris. As Vettel has dropped back behind Mick Schumacher, so
Haas with an overtake there.
not ideal. Should get him back here though. Yeah, good. Now, if we have a look at this, yeah, it is pretty tight. So we need him to come in on the correct lap, really. Vettel and Schumacher are,
Haas with an overtake.
you know, side by side. Pretty much all of this, and Lando Norris has come into the pits. So we all need to be a little bit careful here. Vettel was now the leader of that train.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Now Hulkenberg's got a decent amount of tyre life left, really. But we are going to bring him in as planned, and we are going to go onto the medium tyres. We're going to bring him in this lap. Vettel really does need to get past Mick Schumacher. There he goes again. I'm now actually going to deploy and try and get him away from him.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Well, this looks pretty promising. And that's what you want to see.
Low battery.
That's what you want to see. So he got nearly 2 seconds ahead of Schumacher through the middle sector there. And now has got that gap. Perfect. Hulkenberg, meanwhile, about 3 seconds behind Ocon. So, let's get that back to balanced. And Hulkenberg will be coming in this lap, so let's ride on board with him. So here he comes. Into the pit lane. Let's make sure that that limiter's on. So here he comes. Nico Hulkenberg in the pits. Looks like Yuki Tsunoda's potentially coming in as well. No, not this lap. So where's Hulkenberg going to come out? He's come out just behind Zhou Guanyu, but ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. That's not bad. Ricciardo's a little bit behind, so time to push. We need to get into that second window with Zhou Guanyu.
Use energy.
Yeah.
So let's see if he can close that gap on these brand new medium tyres. .1, 1.0 now. Let's get it within a second. Yeah, this is good. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So Sebastian Vettel 2 laps away from his pit stop. And where is Vettel? He's coming around first corner. He's come out just behind Lewis Hamilton. So here we go. Can Nico Hülkenberg grab a position on Zhou Guanyu here? Use this well, yeah, you can use this DRS zone to close right in. There we go. And hopefully this one to pass him.
Use overtake.
So here he goes. We had to brake pretty early there. So we might abandon ship on that one. Let's zoom this forward. Now, can Hülkenberg make the pass this time? He hasn't got any energy. So it might not be this lap. Yeah, Vettel into the pit window now. But his tyres are looking okay. I mean, yeah, let's just drop them back to standard for now.
Drop back a bit.
And let's go balanced. Let's just go normal pace. So, here we go
Some
again.
lift and coast will help that.
Ooh, this time we should get in. There we go, that's perfect. Up to 15th now.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Not far behind Mick Schumacher, so let's try the same tactic. Let's deploy.
Energy if you need it.
Try and basically get away from Zhou. Catch up to Mick Schumacher. So quite like Vettel to go on a couple of extra laps so that we can really just attack the hard tyres for the rest of the race. Yeah, let's go neutral now. So we used the ARS to good effect there to get him nice and close in behind Mick Schumacher. So here he goes, sweeping around the final corner. He will have DRS. Unfortunately, so will Zhou Guanyu. I was hoping to basically get him out of the fight. But DRS will help us here. We've got no ERS, but the DRS will zone us back in. That's alright. Now we might be able to use overtake.
Use overtake.
Yeah, could be.
So here he goes. This is the chance. And he is going to be through. Perfect. So now on to deploy. Try and get that 1 second gap to Mick Schumacher. And see how he gets on. How's Vettel
Aston
doing?
Martin with a great play there. They've moved up.
Vettel's doing okay here. Yeah, we want to just take them a little bit longer than optimal. There we go. So, Schumacher. Well, let's harvest, shall we, for the rest of this lap. So that means we should gain some when we come onto the brakes. It's not really happening though, is it? Let's go neutral. This Mick Schumacher is dangerously close. So keep an eye on him. .307 and pretty good, pretty good. I think maybe a lap or two doing what he's doing. Vettel. And unfortunately for us, Ocon is closing in on Vettel now. So let's zoom it forward and hopefully Ocon won't
Alfa
make a
Romeo
pass.
just moved up a place.
And Joe actually got past Hulkenberg there.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Hulkenberg back past Joe. Yeah, Vettel now behind Ocon. Yeah, we'd like Vettel to go on just one more lap, and then we'll bring him in now. So he's going on to the hard tyres. Might as well absolutely attack this lap. Deploy his DRS. Hulkenberg, meanwhile, still chasing after Norris, only 1.7 behind him now. Can he get close enough? That's the question. As Vettel's come back out behind Hulkenberg and behind Mick Schumacher, but on much harder tyres and fresher tyres. So Zhou Guan Yu now is the one that's right behind Lando Norris. Yeah, let's zoom this forward a little bit. I think strategy-wise it's going okay currently. And we're both past Norris.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
We just need to get past Zhou. So now, Hulkenberg, you need to push and try and make these tyres work.
Alpine just advanced.
Yeah, Vettel currently just dropping. So Vettel and Ocon are back and forwards like a yo-yo. But currently, there's not going to be a lot happening. I mean, Vettel's now got to the... Hang on a second. Vettel is now comfortably at the front of this little pack and pulling away here. This is very impressive from Sebastian Vettel. I know he's attacking, but it's very impressive. Hulkenberg, meanwhile, struggling a little bit with his medium tyres. Will be coming in soon. So can he get past Zhou Guan Yu again here? It's going to be pretty close. Here he goes, DRS enabled, but don't think he's gonna make it. Not quite. Meanwhile, Vettel closing in on Magnussen. He's About 11 seconds behind, but we've got 17 laps to go here. And now what we could do with is a nice safety car. Would be rather delicious. And mind you, here comes Hulkenberg. Can he get in? Not this time. But I think next time round he will. So let's zoom it forward to the next lap. Well, Hulkenberg's... No, 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 no. That's not what we wanted. Hulkenberg's now dropped down. So, pit options for Hulkenberg. We're going to come back in, pop on the soft tyres. So, yeah. Those tyres have just fell off the cliff, unfortunately. So, Vettel currently nearly 4 seconds ahead of Norris. He's 10 seconds behind Magnussen. 14 laps to go. Here we go. Let's keep going. Can Vettel do the unthinkable here and score us some points?
We're not okay on fuel.
While Hulkenberg will still be pushing like crazy on those soft tyres. But, yeah, I don't think the two-stop was the right strategy. It was apparently the quickest way to do it today. I think had he gone into clear air early on, he would have, but he's been stuck in traffic all day. So that's a shame for him. Sebastian Vettel is just pedal to the metal at the moment. Let's keep going.
Lift and coast will help.
Let's keep going. Still closing in. And will we have some late pit stops? Because Ocon is the one that's looking most likely to catch Sebastian. We'll push on the fuel again. Let's go back to balance for Hulkenberg. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg's now made it up to 16th.
Save fuel.
Copy.
We'll look at last lap for everybody. So last lap for Hulkenberg was a 1:48.9. Vettel's still going quicker than that. I mean, that is how much Vettel is going for it at the moment. He is absolutely flooring it after Kevin Magnussen. 9 seconds the gap. We've got 9 laps to go. I don't think he's going to make it. However, are they going to come in for a late pit stop? Or is there going to be something like a late safety car to maybe switch things up? I don't know. Oh, has Vettel gone? No, Vettel hasn't gone wide. It looked like on the track map that he'd gone wide. But, no, he's fine for now. So let's keep pushing hard. Still a little bit low on fuel. So we'll just have to nurse that a little bit. We have got some yellows, but don't think it
Looks like there's been a
came
lockup.
up with anything. It was Max Verstappen, the championship leader. That'll back in a good fuel position. Still 8.5 behind Magnussen, and I don't think we're going to make it. It's absolutely gutting because Vettel, you know, has been pushing so hard. And we're still not going to have those points as we're on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We're basically having to hope for a Kevin Magnussen mistake, which isn't going to happen, or a Pierre Gasly error, or just some sort of retirement from up top. Vettel's done a really, really good job, hasn't he? This
No
Grand
save
Prix.
required.
Yeah, copy that.
So, Sebastian Vettel is going to give it everything on this final lap. And nice to not get lapped in this Grand Prix. We'll go
All
back to
okay on fuel,
balance.
so you can do what you want for speed.
Yeah, copy.
And here we go, final lap of the race then.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Copy.
And unless something happens ahead, unless there is a mistake
lap.
out on track,
Last lap.
it is going to be P11 for Sebastian Vettel once again. So 8.1 seconds behind Magnussen. And it's Charles Leclerc that has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Perez finishes second, Sainz third, Verstappen
That's
fourth.
Leclerc. Charles Leclerc
Let's just
is
watch that.
today's winner. We can take a look now. Charles Leclerc there, taking home the win.
There you go, Charles Leclerc won it,
These
and
celebrations tonight after a performance like that, they've done themselves and the team proud.
it's very good for Charles Leclerc. But we are still very much in a race here. So we're trying to catch Kevin Magnussen. Nico Hulkenberg, I think, yeah, must have been lapped. Not far from the end of the Grand Prix. Vettel still on the lead lap. So it's not going to happen now. So we might as well push the fuel all the way to the finish line. And here he goes. But Kevin Magnussen is going to finish this race in P10 and get the final point for Haas. We're closing in, but it's agonising at the moment because we are just going to fall short once again. Here goes Vettel. He's going to make it over the line now. And it's going to be P11, our
So that
second
is
P11
flag, but you can-
in a row.
Sorry guys. Tough day. Take all the pickup you can. All the pickup you can.
And Vettel apologising. I don't think that's necessarily fair for Vettel. Vettel has stopped out on track though. I think he's run out of fuel, but I don't think that will be an issue.
Sebastian Vettel sure knows how to show Formula One fans a good time. Great work. Aston Martin having an extremely good day at the track.
Just a
Extremely
really
good,
solid
apparently.
showing out there, which is
Not quite in the
exactly what
points
they
yet.
needed.
With the race wrapped up, the team is ranked in 9th in the constructor standings.
For
We
the
need
next
more
round
than
in
that.
Formula One, the teams are travelling to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
Canadian Grand Prix. It's going to be another tough one, you know, where we're still working on upgrades. We need to get another upgrade on the car, really. But what is a positive is that Sebastian Vettel's fastest lap was, you know, quick enough to beat Gasly. Yeah, I don't know. Hulkenberg, a two-stop strategy just wasn't the way to go. You know, I think it certainly wasn't the quickest way to do it. And but again, he's very, very, very strong in the race. He's doing a terrific job early on in the race, overtaken. But I think ultimately what we need to do is we need to get this car qualifying well. You know, if we can have another qualifying where we're up in 12th or whatever like Vettel was in Miami, then I do think we can do it. I think we can get into the points. But we're just leaving ourselves too much work in the races at the moment, and that's where we're at. Vettel should have another development point. He doesn't yet, though. So, yeah. So he gets a decent amount. So he had an impressive race performance. Both of them did. Which is nice. Perfect. Let's continue on then. And we'll finish off this episode. So the research is complete on the front wing. So I'm interested to have a look at that. We will have a little look at that in a second. The scouting department has increased as well. So let's see. Front wing research complete. Improving our car expertise will be a great boost to design and car parts for next season as it prepares us for any regulation changes that are brought in. Okay. Cool. So it has increased all of those, which is nice. Very, very nice. Next time out, though, we have got the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's a quick turnaround, so we're going to have to make sure that we're ready for that. We have got our design complete in the next Grand Prix. The next evolution of the underfloor is going to be ready, and meanwhile we can also put in a new upgrade. I think we need to focus on upgrading the car because, let's be honest, McLaren aren't looking like scoring points at the moment. I think we can, at the very least, finish in 8th. By the way, Vettel has gone back above Nico Hülkenberg with that 11th place finish, which is good. Where am I going? I think we can get past Haas as well. You know, once we've got that extra performance, hopefully getting double points finishes, maybe we can get past Haas. And I do think that AlphaTauri are catchable as well. I think the top 5 are kind of in the distance now. There's no way we're really going to get up there. But, you know, we've got to try. We've got to try and do that. We've got development points for both Vettel and Hülkenberg, which we will look at utilising in the next episode. So if you have enjoyed this one, then make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.